and welcome to Culture here on I-24 News. I'm Oded Grober. Thank you for joining me. Today on our show, we'll talk about the Artis organization promoting Israeli art around the world. A new documentary about women bicycling in Afghanistan. And a theater troupe bringing shows to veterans. Artis is an organization dedicated to raising awareness and promoting understanding of contemporary Israeli art around the world. They recently announced the recipients of their grant program, and it's my pleasure to have Tali Sherizli, the Tel Aviv director of the organization, here in the studio to tell us more about it. Thanks for coming in, Tali.
Thank you so much. It's great to be on the show.
So what sort of programs do Artis organize, promote? What do they do?
Well, we operate within four concrete program areas, and all are designed to serve and promote contemporary art from Israel, as you said. So we have a grant program where we support exhibitions, artists giving grants directly to artists, important financial support, right? And travel and research grants. We also have research trips to Israel where we invite luminary professionals from around the world to Israel for a week-long introduction to the contemporary art scene. Which
is something that's actually happening as we speak, right?
Right. It will, our 15th trip to date will commence tonight with 7 outstanding curators, art writers, and museum directors.
So give us a taste of what they're going to experience.
Well, our trips, try to really not only introduce the professionals to the contemporary art scene, but also the context in which art is produced. So obviously we visit the museums, we visit galleries, we have intimate individual studio visits with artists, but then we also try to incorporate lectures and different presentations from cultural figures, politicians, writers, really just to bring them an overall picture of what is going on in Israel.
Sounds interesting. Now, recently, as we said, you announced the recipients of the grant program. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, so it was very exciting. In 2015, we had an open call for applications, and we received over 250 applications from over 20 countries, over 6 continents, out of which, as you mentioned, we selected 26 grant recipients. So we are supporting 12 international exhibitions, both solo and group exhibitions, exhibiting work by artists from Israel.
Now, how did you choose the recipients?
So obviously, it's an overwhelming number of applications. So first, the Artis staff really goes through all the applications and kind of selects the ones that, just adhere with the basic qualifications.
Okay.
We are looking for applications that just merit artistic excellence, relevance to the contemporary art discourse, obviously contextualization of art from Israel. And then it's reviewed by a panel of distinguished art professionals, which review the final selection of applications. And that's how we came with the top 26.
It's a very, very beautiful group that you narrowed it down to. Indeed. We can't talk about all of them, but let's talk about a few just to get a taste of it. So who do you want to start with? Nevet Yitzchak.
Nevet Yitzchak. I'll just mention that this was the first time we actually awarded project grants. So this is the first time that we gave funds going directly to support artists working and living in Israel. Up until today, we supported only international exhibitions. So this was very exciting for us, the opportunity to work directly with artists. Nevet Yitzchak is an artist that we've been following her work for some time. She works in installation and video, and her star has definitely been on the rise for some time. She's an alumni of our career development programs, and she has a really successful show in New York recently. And actually, the project that we ended up supporting, the exhibition, was a result of one of our research trips. We actually invited a curator from the Cleveland Museum of Contemporary Art, and she, on the trip, commissioned Nevet to basically present new work at the museum, and the show opened last week.
You're the person to know, it seems. All right.
It was very exciting, very exciting.
It's great. It all ties in beautifully together, and it's gorgeous work. Who else are we talking about? Maya Zak.
Maya Zak, yes, phenomenal video artist, and has been exhibiting extensively, both in Israel and abroad. And this time, we gave her a project grant supporting a new video work she's currently producing, and that will be the centerpiece of her Tel Aviv Museum show, which will open in June 2016.
Next year, there's something to look forward to. That's always good.
Definitely.
Last but certainly not least,
Guy Goldstein.
Yeah.
Yes, Guy Goldstein, another artist we've been following for some time. We've actually supported Guy in the past through our exhibition grants, where he presented at the KW in Berlin, and also career development alum. And this time, we are actually supporting him through a project grant for a new project he's actually developing as we speak in Ireland. He's on residency in Ireland, doing a new installation sound work.
We'll see. We'll
yes.
see.
A lot of the projects are still very much in their early, developmental stages.
Yep.
So there's definitely much to look forward to.
You mentioned the career development.
Right.
What was that?
Yes, this is a program we started in 2011. After leading so many trips to Israel and introducing, we realized that many of the artists still lack some professional tools to fully integrate within the international art community. Just professional tools such as reading and writing basic things like their bios.
Agreements.
Yes, exactly. Right. Legal advice, financial advice, how
Stuff
to write.
They don't teach in art school.
Exactly, kind of like a business school for artists. So we've started these workshops first in New York, and now we have been doing them in Israel since 2014 in collaboration with Artis Port and Asylum Arts. And to date, we've basically introduced over 150 artists to, basically all you need to know about possibly succeeding or having these sustainability tools.
Because no matter how good an artist you are, you can't really succeed without having these tools in your
and sometimes you don't have a gallery behind you to support you, or you don't have a studio manager. So it's really, it's all up to you. It's up to you to really take your career into your own hands.
All right, I wanna. It's beautiful work and all very interesting and important. But I wanna ask you about the bigger picture for a second. About how does Israeli art fare globally nowadays?
Well,
in general,
I have to say that definitely since Artis' founding in over 10 years ago, there's definitely been a shift and change, and contemporary art from Israel is more present in international biennials, museum exhibitions. You can see that some artists have become household names in the contemporary art world.
How much of a role does politics play in this?
Well, I think there are two. You can discuss the content, where do works that are more political get more recognition, but also, obviously, there are now larger debates regarding the cultural boycott and presence of artists from Israel. And I think, obviously, it's affecting the field. And I do think that artists are successfully playing an important role in, just trying to make another voice heard. We personally, we are very much, have always supported freedom of speech and just open dialogue. So we try actually, whenever possible, to just bring more awareness to these topics and try to host, artists that are
you don't shy away from politics.
Right,
because
from
that's
very diverse
pretty much impossible in Israel.
Right.
Tali, thanks so much for coming in, telling us about this, and thanks for doing this important work.
Thank you so much.
Moving on now. Riding your bicycles, and is not considered by most of us to be a radical act, but for women in Afghanistan, it certainly is. A new documentary takes a look at this taboo-breaking phenomenon. Leah Bouchoucha has more.
Can bicycles be a vehicle for social justice? That's the question Afghan Cycles, a full-length documentary, is trying to answer. The documentary introduces the first women to ride bikes in Afghanistan, risking their lives and breaking social barriers, one pedal stroke at a time. Afghanistan has long been one of the most difficult places for girls and women to live.
Some people believe that women are meant to only stay at home and all they can do is cook food and do housework.
People say a lot of things. If we listen to them, we will never leave our houses.
But that is changing now. A small group of Afghan women decided to break a cultural taboo. They got on a bicycle. Dressed in long pants and full sleeves, with headscarves tucked beneath their helmets, these women are finding freedom and self-determination through the mastery of a simple machine, the bicycle. Every day, they are reminded that it is a taboo and a sign of immorality in Afghan society. But they still ride.
They say a bicycle can destroy a girl's future. But a girl can face many difficulties if she chooses to ride.
Girls on bike in Afghanistan, they're not just girls on bike. They're girls who are trying to make a change and are willing to step up for what they want.
The company Let Media is working to raise $50,000 to fund a trip to Afghanistan for one last shoot in the autumn. The documentary is expected to be released next year.
Lauren Izo is already seated right here. You can see her.
Hello.
And she's here to talk about theater. Surprise, surprise. What's going on?
Okay.
On stage.
So, there's a lot of groundbreaking theater happening these days, and something that's really exciting is when a really great project is in the media. Now, Brian Dories, who's the founder of Theater of War, released a book this past month called Theater of War, as you can see right here.
Ancient Greek tragedies can teach us today.
So basically, it's about what his theater company does. Now, what they do is they gather very well-known actors, professional actors, and they go around to different army bases all over the world, mostly in the United States, and they perform for veterans. And they perform ancient Greek tragedies because what they say is that it has a lot of the same themes of the things that veterans go through, a lot of the PTSD.
Something that they can really relate to.
Exactly, a lot of the psychological demons, you know what I mean? A lot of the Greek tragedies are about coming back from battle and things like this. So it's a really great project. And we have a little, we can take a look at a little piece from this, yes.
Let's watch.
Sure.
Theater of War is a project that brings ancient Greek plays by the playwright Sophocles to military bases across the country. The project is based on an idea that ancient Greek plays were a form of storytelling, ritual purification, and reintegration for veterans by veterans, and that they have something very important and relevant to say to military audiences today.
As we sit in this incredible place, joined, connected, as all of the speakers have talked about, we're averaging almost a suicide a day.
That stuff isn't just stuff that happened 2,000 years ago that was written about, but that it happens today.
You don't have to wear this uniform to serve our military.
It's as if we, as actors and a director and translators and filmmakers, had no idea what these plays were about. It's as if they were written in a code we didn't understand that the military had to explain to us.
That's very interesting to get a different perspective on something that you thought you really knew well.
Absolutely. And what's really interesting is that these really well-known actors are taking part of it. Jake Gyllenhaal, Adam Driver from Girls, Jesse Eisenberg, Martin Sheen. And what's really amazing about the experience for them is that it's really immediate gratification. You know what I mean? They're in there, they read the plays to the veterans, and then they have a discussion afterwards where a lot of them stand up and say, you know, that reminded me of this moment when I was in battle and this coming home. And it's really touching for the actors.
I'm not sure who gains more, you know, if it's the veterans who get to see the play and see these performances, or the actors who actually get to tap into the veterans' minds and get their
experience for everyone, which is what's great about it.
Very nice, Lauren. All right. Is there something else you want to tell us?
Yes, there is actually. Speaking on the topic of war veterans, there's a play going on in San Diego right now. It's called Healing Wars. Now, it's a choreographed play, is what they call it.
Okay.
It actually features a veteran, a war veteran, in the play, and it's part of an immersive theater experience. By that, I mean the audience members get to come a little bit before the show, and they get to walk around backstage, and they get to actually interact with the characters, the performers from the show in their characters, which is really nice. Now, this play is a part of the Without Walls Theater Festival that's happening in San Diego from October 9th to 11th. And the whole idea of this theater festival is that every play takes place in a location that's not in a theater, that's somewhere you wouldn't expect without walls.
As long as you don't, as long as there's no risk of getting PTSD as a result of watching the
I hope
play.
not. So one of the plays that's going on there is called Oho, and it's an experience that really tests your senses. And they take you on a tour around San Diego with blindfolds on, and you get to really experience, you know, your senses like you've never experienced them before.
Very interesting.
Yes.
All right, Lauren, thanks so much. If I happen to be in San Diego, I'll definitely check it out.
Me too.
Thank you for watching at home. I hope you enjoyed our show. We'll be here tomorrow as well, of course, so please join us again.